In the wake of a god's death, the world was left holding its breath. The 2016 cinematic landscape, specifically the burgeoning DC Extended Universe, was a place of fractured titans and profound fear. Superman, the ultimate symbol of security, was a corpse in the ground following his battle with Doomsday. This existential vacuum created a power dynamic shift, a dark opportunity for the planet's most ruthless pragmatists. Into this void stepped Amanda Waller, a figure carved from obsidian, possessing a will as inflexible as her patriotism was terrifying. Her logic, presented in the smoky backrooms of Washington, D.C., was chillingly simple. The last war was fought with an alien. The next one might be, too. And what if the next Superman, this godlike being descending from the sky, wasn't a benevolent Kansas farm boy? What if they were a terrorist? Waller's solution was not to build a better weapon, but to leverage the weapons she already had rotting in her black site prison, Belle Reve. This was the birth of Task Force X, a project so politically suicidal that its very name became its call sign, the Suicide Squad. This was not a team of heroes. It was a file folder filled with the worst of the worst, a collection of human garbage, metahuman anomalies, and outright monsters, all to be weaponized as a deniable asset. Their incentive? 10 years off a life sentence for every impossible mission they survived. The catch? A nano-explosive injected directly into their necks, a technological leash held firmly by Waller's thumb. David Ayer's Suicide Squad is not so much a clean narrative as it is a chaotic, neon-drenched fever dream, a 2-hour music video stitched together with the frantic energy of a studio in panic. It is a film defined by its aesthetic, its soundtrack, and its profound, fascinating identity crisis. The first act of the film is a whirlwind tour of this new criminal underworld, a rapid-fire introduction to our cast of disposable anti-heroes. This is not a subtle character study. It is a sizzle reel set to a curated jukebox of needle drops. We are introduced, first and foremost, to Floyd Lawton, better known as Deadshot. He is the professional, the world's most expensive and accurate assassin. As played by Will Smith, Lawton is imbued with a core of weary charisma. He is a bad man, yes, but he is a bad man with a single, exploitable weakness: his young daughter, Zoe. His capture, a flashback cameo by Ben Affleck's Batman, isn't a moment of defeat, but a prologue to his new life as Waller's prized asset. He is the reluctant moral center, the killer who refuses to kill women or children, a contradiction that makes him the de facto leader. Then, there is the film's breakout star, its chaotic epicenter, Harley Quinn. Margot Robbie's portrayal is not merely an imitation, it is a full-bodied resurrection. Once Dr. Harleen Quinzel, a promising psychiatrist at Arkham Asylum, she was seduced not by the man, but by the idea of the Joker. Her origin, shown in a stylized, operatic flashback, is a toxic baptism. The Joker, in this iteration a grimy, tattooed, grill-wearing gangster, dares her to prove her love by taking a chemical bath. He pulls her from the vat, their love sealed in a twisted, chemical embrace. When we meet her in Belle Reve, she is a feral creature, a gum-popping, baseball bat-wielding agent of pure, gleeful impulse. She is the squad's wild card, a jester whose loyalty is only to her pudding. The rest of the roster is a rogues gallery of the strange and the tragic. We meet Digger Harkness, Captain Boomerang, a greasy Australian thief with a fetish for pink unicorns and a cowardly streak a mile wide. His introduction, fittingly, is a flashback of him being apprehended by Ezra Miller's The Flash, another breadcrumb leading to the larger Justice League puzzle. There is Chato Santana, El Diablo, a man of profound and terrifying power. A former gangster, his pyrokinetic abilities are a curse. A momentary lapse of rage led him to burn his own wife and children alive. He is now a self-imposed pacifist, a man who has taken a vow of non-violence, refusing to be the monster Waller wants him to be. And there is Waylon Jones, Killer Croc, a victim of a regressive atavism, a man with a brutal skin condition that has left him a cannibalistic, reptilian brute who wants little more than a sewer to call home and a bet subscription. The mission, however, is not born of an external threat. It is born of Waller's own catastrophic hubris. The linchpin of her entire Task Force X program was not Deadshot or Harley. It was one Dr. June Moon. A mild-mannered archaeologist, Moon was possessed on a doomed expedition by the spirit of the Enchantress, an ancient, 6,000-year-old witch goddess. Waller, in her infinite arrogance, believed she could control this entity by physically possessing its disembodied, beating heart. She kept the witch in a bottle, using her as a personal spy and assassin. To keep her compliant, Waller installed Colonel Rick Flag, America's finest special ops soldier, as her handler. The complication? Flag and June Moon fell in love. The film's plot ignites when this control inevitably shatters. The Enchantress, tired of being Waller's pet, escapes. She teleports to Midway City, finds the vessel containing her brother, Incubus, and resurrects him using an unlucky bystander. Together, these ancient beings begin their revenge on humanity. A swirling vortex of trash and magical energy tears open the sky above the city, a generic, world-ending blue beam that became the unfortunate hallmark of 2010's blockbusters. The Enchantress begins building a machine to wipe out humankind, all while her army, the eyes of the adversary, former humans transformed into grotesque, obsidian-skinned monsters, patrols the streets. This is the emergency that forces Waller to activate the Suicide Squad. The team is assembled, including the quickly dispatched Slipknot, and Katana, Flag's personal bodyguard, a stoic samurai whose sword traps the souls of its victims. The squad is choppered into the war zone of Midway City, and the film becomes a frantic, street-level video game. Their official mission, to extract a high-value target from a besieged building. But Suicide Squad is, famously, a story at war with itself. While this central plot unfolds, an entirely separate movie is trying to claw its way out. This is the Joker B-plot. Jared Leto's Joker is a radical, divisive departure. He is not the philosophical anarchist of Heath Ledger or the cackling prankster of the comics. He is a modern-day Scarface, a club-owning kingpin obsessed with his material possessions and, most of all, with his property, Harley Quinn. His entire narrative function is to disrupt the main story. He tracks Harley's location, tortures a Belle Reve guard, blackmails an ARGUS scientist, and stages a full-scale military assault to retrieve his girlfriend. This culminates in a helicopter sequence where he hacks Harley's neck bomb and pulls her to safety, only for their chopper to be shot down. Harley survives, believing her Joker to be dead, and listlessly rejoins the squad. This entire narrative detour, while visually stylized, grinds the main plot to a halt, a perfect example of the film's messy, stitched-together structure. The film's aesthetic is its most defining feature. The air is thick with neon, smoke, and an almost tangible grime. Every character introduction, every major scene change, is punctuated by a classic rock or pop hit. House of the Rising Sun, Sympathy for the Devil, Bohemian Rhapsody, Seven Nation Army. The soundtrack is not a score, it is a playlist, a relentless assault of cool that often suffocates the actual drama. The editing is frantic, a chop-shop job that clearly shows the scars of studio interference, a desperate attempt to inject fun and levity into what was reportedly a much darker, grittier vision from director David Ayer. It is a movie that screams its style from every frame, terrified of a single quiet moment. The high-value target the squad fights through an army to save turns out to be Amanda Waller herself. This revelation is the turning point. Waller, the chess master, is just another piece on the board, forced to rely on the very garbage she despises. When Waller's own escape helicopter is shot down by the Enchantress, the squad is left abandoned, the mission a failure. This abandonment leads to the film's single greatest scene, the one moment where the music stops and the characters are allowed to breathe. The squad holes up in a deserted bar. Here, the artifice falls away. El Diablo, goaded by Deadshot, finally confesses his truth. His fire, his rage, killed his family. It is a moment of profound, earned tragedy, giving his pacifism a devastating weight. Deadshot reads Flag's classified files, discovering the soldier's love for June Moon, the secret that drove this whole doomed mission. It is in this bar that the film finds its heart. These are not heroes. They are not friends. But they are a collection of outcasts who understand each other. When Flag smashes the remote detonator for their neck bombs and frees them, they are faced with a choice. They can run, but led by Deadshot, who wants to prove something to his daughter, and El Diablo, who refuses to lose another family, they choose to stay. They choose to fight, not for Waller or for the world, but for each other. The climax is a CGI-heavy battle against the two deities. El Diablo unleashes his full power, transforming into a massive, flaming avatar to hold Incubus at bay, sacrificing himself in a massive explosion. The final confrontation with Enchantress is a test of the squad's newfound teamwork. It is not brute force, but deception, that wins the day. Harley, in a moment of brilliant manipulation, feigns subservience to the witch, using the opportunity to get close and literally cut out the Enchantress's heart with Katana's sword. Deadshot, with his daughter's image in his mind, makes the impossible shot, and Flag crushes the heart, destroying the witch and freeing June Moon. The world is saved, but there is no parade. The heroes are returned to Belle Reve. The system is unchanged. Waller, having survived, remains in power, her cynicism rewarded. The squad gets their promised rewards, which are pathetically small. Deadshot gets supervised visits with his daughter. Harley gets an espresso machine. Killer Croc gets a better TV. It is a deeply cynical ending, one that reinforces the film's core theme. The system is rigged, and even when the bad guys do good, they remain bad guys in the eyes of the world. The film's legacy is twofold. A mid-credits scene shows Waller meeting with Bruce Wayne, trading her metahuman files for his protection, a cold, corporate handoff that directly sets up Justice League. But the real ending, the film's final punctuation mark, is a blast of pure chaos. The walls of Belle Reve explode, and into Harley's cell steps the Joker, very much alive, his arms outstretched. "Let's go home," he grins. Suicide Squad was a critical disaster, maligned for its messy plot, chaotic editing, and lackluster villain. Yet, it was a staggering commercial success. It proved the viability of these obscure characters, launched Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn into the stratosphere of pop culture iconography, and, for all its profound flaws, delivered a messy, vibrant, and undeniably unique cinematic spectacle. It was a beautiful, profitable, and glorious failure, a punk rock anthem played by a symphony orchestra, forever a testament to a studio trying to find its footing in a world of gods and monsters.